said I was going to try this again. The last Marchetti landing in here didn't go too well in the last video. A bit heavy, but okay. Lots of brakes. We do seem to be slowing down. Holy shit, that's cool. You don't think that was the softest landing ever, was it? No. Not always in the middle of the runway either, but it seems you can land a Marchetti here after all, which is kind of cool. But enough about that, because today we're in the Tomahawk, which has just had a little repaint, sort of red and slightly off-white kind of colour. There's a bit of detailing on there, as I asked the repaint shop to put a Tomahawk on the tail, and the end result isn't too bad outside. It's okay. Or given the limitations of what I had to work with anyway. So yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Yes, it's not the most straightforward or logical kind of texture sheet, unfortunately. Where the plane model is built effectively of a number of panels all stuck together, those panels and the way the paint has been mapped onto them, they don't always line up, and there's a few parts where the same area of texture sheet has been used more than once as well. Now that's okay if a plane is one colour or just a small number of large blocks of colour like this one now is, but it does kill off any ideas of doing something more intricate. Some of my other planes have rust or dirt or things like that, and there's no chance of pulling off that kind of look with this one. Yeah, you can put a line of dirt on the texture sheet and it looks great there, but on the plane, if that line of dirt crosses from one panel to another, the way the model is mapped together, the streak of dirt, it might not always line up properly, and your only option then is a huge amount of trial and error to try and move things around on the texture sheet to try and fix it. Yeah, a full fuselage peppered with spots of rust, for instance, it would seriously take me months to sort that out. So the way the model has been put together, it does limit the options of what can be done on the exterior skin, but I don't think this one looks too bad now. Yeah, if nothing else, it looks more like one of my aircraft if you compare it to some of the other things I regularly fly. Even though it's not very dirty outside, it did still look okay to me. Yeah, and on the inside, things are a little easier to work with. The instrument panel is arranged more logically on the texture sheet. Not everything in here is perfect for repainting, but it's certainly more straightforward to deal with than the outside. So there's been a bit of work in here too, and yeah, that will do. Might have a bit more of a tweak in the future, but for now that's good enough, and I'll get some use out of it, as I do like this plane, and have a few real world hours on the Tomahawk too, so I will be taking it up occasionally. Perhaps not that often in videos though, but that's more of a speed issue than anything else. As I've said before, I like stuff on my channel to be mostly 10 or 15 minute kind of videos, coffee break sort of thing. With this being a slower plane, it's going to take much longer to get from A to B compared to some others, which would therefore mean a longer video. Now, I do make longer flights myself, and I'm very happy to do that. They're just not the kind of things I'd want to record. So the Tomahawk's lack of top speed does limit the video options a little bit, but there are some airfields like these today which are fairly close together, so yeah, Tomahawk, it's just fine for those. Yeah, it was Chateau Airstrip on New Zealand's North Island where we took off, and this one's National Park Airfield, by the way. Just need to clear this patch of trees, then runway's going to be long enough, so no need to nosedive down for the threshold. Do need to miss the trees though, that was fairly close, I think. Probably a little closer than it really needed to be. Let's see if we can get down. Ooh, ballooned a bit there, I think. Yeah, but we're down. Yeah, I did just about miss the trees. Okay, not the most elegant of landings ever, but we survived. Yeah, I had my first 5 or 6 hours of flight training in a Tomahawk, and that landing looked a bit like a student pilot with 5 or 6 hours of practice. Got down okay, but a little jerky on the controls. Never mind. We survived. Anyway, if anybody is stupid enough to want a copy of this livery, I'll put a copy of it in my mega folder. Yeah, just look in the X-Plane 12 other stuff section and you'll find it in there. Should all be straightforward enough. Just install it like you do with any other livery. Or give me a shout at the X-Plane org forum with a private message if you do get stuck. Right, that will do then. I will see you again soon. Bye.